Welcome to Module 3. In this session we're going to look closely at MRCP Part 1, what it assesses, how it's structured, and what you need to understand before you begin serious preparation. Part 1 is the foundation of the entire MRCP pathway, and a clear understanding of its design will help you approach your revision with purpose. Part 1 isn't simply the first hurdle. It's the examination that establishes the breadth of clinical knowledge you'll rely on throughout the MRCP. A strong performance here sets you up well for Part 2 written and for PACES. Conversely, candidates who approach Part 1 without an understanding of its scope or timing often struggle later on. Part 1 is a broad test of core medical knowledge across all medical specialties. The exam focuses on common and important conditions, recognition of classic presentations, and safe management decisions informed by clinical guidelines. It's not designed to catch you out. Instead, it tests whether you possess a consistent, reliable foundation in general medicine, what every medical trainee is expected to know. The structure of Part 1 is straightforward. 2 written exams sat on a single day, 100 best of 5 MCQs per paper, no negative marking, a mixture of short, factual questions and slightly longer clinical vignettes. Success depends on a combination of breadth of knowledge and the ability to answer your questions efficiently. Part 1 covers almost every corner of general medicine, from cardiology, respiratory, gastroenterology, neurology, rheumatology, clinical pharmacology, toxicology, statistics, and more. Because of this breadth, consistent long-term revision is absolutely vital. The volume of material does not lend itself to cramming in the final few weeks. As we have emphasized earlier, the MRCP fundamentally rewards little and often revision, not bursts of late intensity. Although Part 1 shares some similarities with undergraduate assessments, there are key differences. The range of topics is much wider. The pass mark is much higher. The questions are more clinically focused. Guideline-based reasoning places a larger role, and more people fail. Instead of testing memorization of isolated facts, Part 1 evaluates whether you can apply established clinical practices across the whole of general medicine. Many first-time candidates fall into predictable traps: starting revision too late, relying on passive reading, using too many resources without mastering any, ignoring weak specialties until too close to the exam, cramming large volumes of content in the last month. These issues are avoidable with the right planning and, importantly, the right timing. One of the most important and controllable factors influencing success in Part 1 is when you choose to sit the exam. Fail rates here are high, far higher than Part 2. Often, only about 35% of candidates pass. According to recent data from the Federation of the Royal Colleges of Physicians, for the first attempt pass rate for UK trainees in 2025 second exam was very roughly 35%. That means around 2/3 of candidates failed on their first attempt. This is not to alarm you, but to stress the importance of planning early and studying steadily. Large studies analysing tens of thousands of MRCP attempts show a clear pattern. The longer candidates wait after graduating from medical school, the lower the chances of passing Part 1. Performance declines slowly but steadily with increasing time since qualification. There's strong evidence that the highest pass rates occur when candidates sit the exam between 12 and 24 months after graduation. This observation comes from several large-scale analyses of MRCP outcomes, including work led by Professor Chris McManus and his colleagues, who studied demographic, educational and timing-related predictors of MRCP performance. For most UK trainees, this window corresponds to the F2 years, or perhaps early IMT1. It seems to offer an ideal balance. Your undergraduate knowledge benefits from being reasonably fresh. You've gained enough clinical experience to apply that knowledge effectively. You cannot change your past training circumstances or personal circumstances, but you can choose to sit the exam at a time that maximizes your chances of success. Taking Part 1 early in training is one of the most powerful decisions you can make to improve your likelihood of passing. Examiners are looking for broad, consistent understanding of general medicine, recognition of classic patterns and presentations, safe, guideline-aligned management, avoidance of unsafe decisions, efficient processing of large numbers of questions. You're not expected to be an expert in every specialty, but you are expected to demonstrate safe and reliable medical reasoning across the whole curriculum. Although we will explore detailed revision strategies later on in the course, 3 essential principles consistently separate successful candidates from those who struggle. Begin early. Give yourself months, not weeks. The breadth of the syllabus makes last-minute cramming ineffective. Revise little and often. Short, regular sessions, daily or near daily, are far more effective than infrequent long blocks. Consistent exposure builds durable understanding. And use an online question bank as your primary study tool. Question banks are the single most effective way to prepare for the Part 1. They expose you to the exact question style, level, and reasoning patterns that the exam tests. A good question bank should provide short, focused explanations for questions you get right, quickly reinforcing correct principles. Clear, detailed explanations for questions you get wrong, allowing you to identify and address weak areas. The question bank at clinicalskillspro.com is particularly well suited to this. It offers concise reinforcement for straightforward questions and deeper explanations for more complex topics. And it's also the largest MRCP Part 1 question bank available, giving you the widest possible exposure to the exam's breadth and style. In the next module, we'll move on to Part 2 written, how it builds on Part 1, how it differs in style and depth, and how to adjust your preparation accordingly. Thank you for joining me for this session. When you're ready, let's move on to Module 4 and explore the Part 2 written in more detail.